Do you know somebody who is truly compassionate? Being compassionate is to have sympathy and pity for someone who is going through struggles and pain. And this weekend, we're looking at Jesus and how he truly was the example of compassion, taking care of the sick, healing people, raising people from the dead even. And so just showing that compassion. And the hymn writer of the hymn that I'm going to play for you today was also an incredibly compassionate person. Louisa Steed was born in England and she grew up there. She emigrated to the US as a young woman. She started going to camp meetings, attending church, became involved there, married somebody, and shortly after they went to England to do some seminars and some revivals and things. And she had her young infant daughter with her. And while they were there, her new husband died in a drowning accident in the bay. She had to raise her daughter alone. She eventually did remarry, and she and her husband together took their caring and their compassion for people and went to Africa as missionaries. Her daughter grew up in Africa, eventually married a pastor there, and together they also served as missionaries, and the family stayed in Africa serving the people there for the rest of at least Louisa's life. Now, she wrote a hymn, and many people think that this is the hymn that she wrote in response to her first husband drowning when she was young and had a young baby to take care of, and she really had to rely on the compassion of Jesus to take care of her. "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus" is a hymn. It's not in any of our hymnals that we use here, but it's a pretty well-known hymn. I'm going to read the first verse and the refrain for you. "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus and to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise and to know, thus saith the Lord." And the refrain, "Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more." So even with the struggles that she went through in her life, she wanted to take that love that God was showing to her and share it with others. And that's something that we can do also. And I'm going to play an arrangement for you by Raymond Hahn. This arrangement uses all three manuals of the organ. You'll hear some of the softer stops, some flutes, and then a solo in the left hand. It's going to be using what we call the crumb horn on this organ, a reed sound, and then the oboe a little bit later on. So some of the softer, more beautiful stops on this organ. I hope you enjoy this version of "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus."